I'm at the park. I am sick. I've been sick for going on, I guess, 5 days now. The first couple of days didn't really feel like I was sick. It just felt like my throat hurts, and then you're like, oh crap, I'm actually sick. I walked a good third of a mile to come sit where I'm sitting right now. I'm proud of myself. I haven't gotten out of bed in 2 days, and that first day of the 2 days, I was asleep for like 14 hours, almost all the way through. And now I'm at a park, and I still don't feel great, but I feel a lot better. I picked up a pistachio latte from Starbucks. I don't really drink Starbucks because it's too expensive, and it's like mediocre. I'm not gonna hate on Starbucks, but it is mediocre. But I picked it up because I saw an advertisement for it on Facebook, and I was like, ooh, that looks kind of good. And to be honest, I haven't even been drinking coffee like that because I've been so obsessed with matcha, and I've been making matcha at home because it's so much cheaper for me to do it that way. But I gave it a go because I had a little bit of a remaining balance on a gift card, and so I didn't have to pay full price for this $7.50 drink. Y'all, capitalism really be capitalisming out here. I was going to release a video of, like, I screen recorded myself doing my 2024 vision board. Maybe if I'm feeling crazy, I'll like insert it in this little blank space. Look at how pretty it is. Oh, nature. But I just don't feel motivated to do it, and I'm not gonna spend my time making a video that I'm not even motivated to do anymore. I don't mind making a video that I'm motivated to make, and if it has 5 views, that's totally cool. But if I'm gonna not feel motivated anymore and then have 12 people watch something, oh, I'll be so upset. My general sentiments for 2024, I know a lot of the culture has shifted. Like, obviously time is a construct, whatever. But I do think there's something to having a reset moment, and I think it could be a cool mental shift to have this yearly reset that at least one country is all in accordance with, because not every country has this unanimous new year. Like, North America is not the center of the world, but I do think there's something to having like a reset. But then there's also something not to it, like this global initiative type, like pie in the sky type thing. That, is it realistic, is it not realistic? I don't know. I could get into a bunch of that for other reasons. I'll say this. I had no plan for what I was gonna say. Last year, the beginning of 2023, I hope this audio is gonna be okay. The beginning of 2023, like I think on January 1st or like the 2nd, my face broke out in like cystic acne, like all along my forehead. And nothing had changed so drastically that my face should have just like freaked out like that. And then for the majority of 2023, I like had bouts of cystic painful acne, which was very upsetting, and less so on like the aesthetic purpose, but like cystic acne is painful. So like that's not really an enjoyable experience. That's how my 2023 started. I won't say like that is all encompassing, but it's something drastic that happened at the turn of the year. At the turn of this year, I get sick. And the beginning of the sickness felt very similar to when I got COVID last year. Also got COVID at the beginning of last year. One of the most traumatic experiences of my life. But I thought I had COVID again. So I was like, dang, like I actually took a test yesterday morning when I felt good enough to even take a test. Luckily it was negative, and I'm feeling a lot better than that day before yesterday and yesterday. But I say all that to say, like, these are how the beginnings of my year started. The beginning of my, time constructed year has started. But I say that because none of those are like earth-shattering things that I said. It may be earth-shattering for some, but something a lot more monotonous can happen to another individual, and it rocked their world, like totally and absolutely. There's levels to this. So like, just like time can be a construct for one and not for another. Like, it's all about perception and your perspective on the world. That's your reality. The same can go for what happened to me at the turn of the year. Could have like sent me on a downward spiral, or encouraged myself mentally to go on this downward spiral. Or for others, it would have been a small hiccup in the road. For me, I would say it was like somewhere in between. New things, new years, new turn of events don't look the same for everyone. And not only are some people not ready, not well equipped to move into the future, but they're not even ready to move away from the past. Um, we're asking people to look future forward and create vision boards, etc. When, I mean, not to sound like hoity-toity or whatever, but a lot of people can't even come to grips with living in the present moment. Hence myself, hence a lot of people, and people, of course, like sometimes you're forced to live in the moment based on the circumstance you're in, but as a practice, because it is a practice, I'm not good at that. Millions and millions of people are not good at that. And I would even like argue to say that if you're someone who struggles to live in the present, it's also like this point of privilege. Not necessarily, you can be privileged to experience something, but that does, like, you have the privilege to experience something that someone else doesn't even get the option to, but that doesn't mean it's a positive experience. I don't think privilege equates to like a positive outcome. People in like modernized Western societies have the privilege to not live in the moment because we have access to distractions. We have access to things that can take us out of the present moment and like self-soothe ourselves and stuff. Meanwhile, there are squirrels fighting. Keep thinking it's like people ready. Meanwhile, there are people in countries and places in North America where you have so many things to take care of on survival mode, where you don't have an option other than to live in the present, which I would even beg to argue, in a general sense, that people who are forced to live in those conditions, those in the moment conditions, oftentimes have a lot more mental clarity and peace, contentness around the situation they're in, and more hope for the future. Like, who's to say that my vision board is more well thought out or special than someone because I put a cup of matcha on my vision board, not because I want matcha in 2024, but because it was a reminder to myself that I took so long to try matcha when I could have tried it whenever, because I was just like, oh, whatever, it's probably not that good. Missed out on like my favorite drink of all time for all these years. So I put the matcha on there to remind myself, like, try new things, big or small, because it could be your next matcha. So who's to say like my vision board is more special because I'm like, oh, like, do more matcha-y things, while someone who is on survival mode, and I say that in like a non-disrespectful way, but literally like trying to just pay your bills and take care of your family and eat, who's to say that my vision board's any more special or any more based than someone who puts like owning a used car because they don't have transportation. It's so funny because I feel like I bounce around so much on video, but this is me trying to focus and talk with clarity. So you can only imagine how, like, in my brain all the time, and I promise you it's all the time, I cannot get through one concrete reality in my brain without inserting the influence of like 5 to 10 other scenarios or outcomes or meanings to something. Not on some like, oh, I don't have control over my mind type stuff. I think my my mind is just expansive. My brain's so big. I have the biggest brain. No, I'm saying it like my brain, yeah, text message. My brain, it's just hard to put reins on it. I don't think there's any need for people to reinvent themselves or, I watched this really awesome video. I don't subscribe to this woman. Like, I'm not subscribed to her channel. She had a suggested video pop up for me, and it was really good. It was, I mean, I won't even dive into it. I'm just gonna like show the picture of what it looks like, and then you can decide for yourself if you want to check it out. I think people are just placing a lot of emphasis on like this reinvention and this self-discovery when like yourself is I mean, is it crazy to say like yourself is already there? It's been there since you were born. You can accept yourself and then determine how you want to live your life based on that reality now. But I don't know if I fully agree with the concept that you can like reinvent yourself. Now, changing and evolving and growing, I feel like that's a totally different thing than me talking about like yourself is already here. You can be fundamentally who you are at the core and grow and change. You're still you. That's part of like authenticity. That's like one of my favorite characteristics about people because it's so rare. I like doing edits on videos. I think like that make me laugh and make other people laugh and stuff. But I probably think I might want to start doing more chill ones because it takes a long time to edit, y'all, and my computer's slow. And I think it's cool to kind of do like little entries like this where I'm just chatting or whatever. But I'm just gonna cut it off there, and so I'm not just going on and on. But I hope you all have a wonderful week. Yeah, bye.